gotta tell you, this is very weird. It's so weird because there is a delay. Okay, hold on. Sometimes you see that there is a delay. There's a delay in the. I don't know why it does that. It's so weird. It says live, but if I'm looking at myself on another device, it doesn't show that I'm live. So you come on, but you're not really on. It's the weirdest thing. Hello, my chat crew. Hope everybody's okay this evening. Just jumping on for a quick half hour at the most. I know I say that, but that's what we're looking to do. Chris Toro, you're off the bike? Where are you, cuz? I hope this video is decent when I log on, because I'm on a computer tonight instead of my tablet. So I am not sure. 6 people are here. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I'm having a glass of wine, so I figured I would jump on. If anybody's around, that's great. If not, no worries. Let's see what we get. All right. Do we have anybody? We got TT. Octavia has left the building. Mike F is here. Yeah, you can't play those songs sometimes, you know? It's very weird. You can't play a lot of songs. Good evening, G. Hope you are well. I will be on the video in a quick minute. It's great to see you here. Can you guys hear the music or no? Oh, that's okay, Octavia. God bless the departed soul. Hello, Mike F. Mike F, you leave me some great comments, man. Really good comments. Hello, Arm Distance. Hope that you are well this evening. Oh, you can hear the music? That's good. It's a little Godfather music, a little different, you know? It's the background. So it's hard to find. Like Ralph was playing the other night. Ralph was explaining about the copyright stuff. Very difficult. Look at that. See that? Gina, you already got a GTSY. G, do you know what GTSY means? Gina? GTSY, do you know what it means? Come on, G, say yes or no. I think you do. So I typically use this background music when I'm cooking. I was hoping Christopher Toro. GDM, give me a thumbs up if you know what that means. Hello, Arlene. Hope you are well this evening. G, Gina. That's great. I love it. Oh my God, I love that stuff. You know, with these new text things, it's difficult, man. With with all the new text lingo. Let's see. I'm jumping on in a minute, guys. In about she's hysterical. Gina, right? T, isn't she funny? She's old, but not that old. Oh my God. But that's okay. We don't understand a lot of these things. This new lingo is a whole different world for a lot of us. You know? Let me shut this off. This new lingo, the way people talk, I saw it, Christopher. I just saw it as I was logging on, Chris. Hysterical. I saw the bicycle. You are funny. Having a very eventful evening with the new puppy. Oh, man. That's great stuff. I can't wait to see my baby boy, Luca. What kind of puppy did you get? Arm Distance, what is it again? I think you might have told us, but I am not sure. What kind of puppy is it? Thank you, Chris. And they love you too, pal. Me too, Mike. Mike. What do you think? I know all of this lingo? I don't know any of this lingo. So, what's this say on my glass? There is always time for a glass of wine. I'm ending my day with a glass of wine, so I said to myself, self, let's go live. Oh, Huskies are beautiful. They're both beautiful dogs. That must be a beautiful dog. Lab Husky mix. That's what color arm distance? That's a beautiful dog. Huskies are just Huskies. Blue eyes. Self, yeah. Arm distance. Blue eyes. What color eyes on that beautiful Husky? Labrador Husky mix. That's very interesting. I know, Chris. I know. Joe Pesci's not here. We only got a few people tonight, and that's okay. Did I do it? Does this line work? I've been trying to figure out how to drop a link. You dropped a link? Oh my God, that's incredible. Arm says that's beautiful. You dropped a link, but I don't know what the link is. What's the link for? I can't open the link. Obviously, I'm on the live. That is incredible. Octavia, God bless your departed friend's soul. I'm not sure who passed away, but oh, that's Ralph Mucci's. Okay. Hello, Aunt. Hope you are well. I gotta call you later. Gotta talk about something. Um, I guess it works. I don't know. I have no idea, G. Gene is trying to drop links. Hysterical. I love it. So, Aunt, I'm having a glass of wine, and I got a set of wine glasses at I don't know what store it was. One of those stores, and it says there is always time for a glass of wine. I can smoke in my house and have a cigar and have a show, but I will never smoke inside. I never smoke in the house. Can't do it. It's rancid. It makes your house smell rancid. Are you watching it really, Aunt? That's incredible. The best part of the movie, one of the best parts of the movie is when she slaps him. You're never going to change. You'll never change. So it worked, G. Congratulations. Everybody congratulate Gina. She learned something new this evening. So you're not technologically challenged anymore, G. You're learning. You're learning the lingo. Jim Bro. Jim Bro, wine glasses. That's no, they're not Jim Bro. I got these at home. At home. Titi, I went to at home. Charlie, they cut my thumb. No, the best part is when she slaps him and then he puts his collar up because he's never going to change and he shouldn't change. He should be himself. We spoke about that many times. Be yourself. If they don't like you, vatango. Right? Yeah, at home. And Wayne, I think it is. At home in Wayne. Can this play softly in the background? I don't know. Maybe not. Hey Tommy, did you tell whoever told you your show was boring? Nope, I did not. I won't do that, Arlene. Whatever. I'm not a night show guy anyway. I do a morning show, but this was a quick wind down. I said I'm having my little glass of wine. Yankees are in on. She slapped him. Yeah. What's her name, man? Who plays against across Mickey Rourke? What's her name? What's her name? You know, the actress. Whoa. She slaps him a couple of times. No, he didn't do anything. He just put his collar up and he walked out. Daryl Hannah. Daryl Hannah slaps him. It's a great scene. It's really a really great movie. I definitely recommend you watching that. The Pope of Greenwich Village. It's actually I think it's free on the YouTubes with commercials, I believe. So is 29th Street, which is an incredible movie. I don't know if you guys saw 29th Street. That's an incredible flick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course you do. It's a great movie. The Wine Guild. Look at Gina dropping things. Look at her go. Gina's doing it. That girl. I love it. Mosey Mo. What's going on down there, bro? You got floods down there? Tommy, did you get your flags today? I did not go to Mulberry Street today. I did not go. I got a problem with my car again. It's always some shit. I need 2 new tires. I can't. Don't aggravate me, but no. 29th Street is great. Main Street's incredible. Mo, what does? What has 77%? Hey, you can go into. Yeah, I heard it's pretty bad. Listen, there is a TT or G or Ant. Check out this site. It's called it's where your YouTube channels are rated. I think I have a B minus on my channel. I forget what it's Sling what's it called? Social Blade. Look up Social Blade. Social Blade. Type in your channel or my channel. See what the rating is. I think I got a B minus on my channel. Am I talking too loud, guys? I'm sorry if I'm. Is this camera decent? Decent? Mike John, 29th Street is one of the best movies ever. One of the best movies ever. So, Mike, I got pictures last night from Mulberry Street. I got pictures from Mulberry Street last night. My friend went back. Mike John says 29th Street, my uncle's favorite movie. I love it. Two best part was Danny Aiello screaming, "I'm not a loser. I'm not." It was a great movie. Definitely a great movie. Social Blade. Now you could click in there. Hello, Ariel T. Welcome to the show. When Danny Aiello went off on his sons, when they with the car stolen and they found it in Bud Lake. Oh, 7 tires. Mike, what car has 7 tires, cuz? I have a B minus. I'm cool. Why can't I get a little better than a B minus? B minus. Anyway, I was an F student, so a B minus. Listen, I flunked in school, right? This close to quitting school, but I stayed. So I got a B minus on this. I think that's okay. I got a B minus, huh? I'm cool. Well, this is true, Mo. This is true, Mo, because all the negative reviews online, yes, you have a C plus. What year? 2014 Cadillac XTS Tuxedo Edition. I only need 2 tires. Yeah, they're coming tomorrow, Mike. I already got it set up. So really, listen, let's check out this topic right here. You don't have to be a star to be in my show, which means you guys are all stars, right? All the big stars, they ain't stars. You cannot impress me. A star cannot impress me. A star can walk down the street, and I've said this before. A star, what people consider a star, can walk down the street, and I will never be starstruck. Yes. So, my friend, Tom Lavecchia had a great interview tonight. Mike John, did you see it? Tom Lavecchia had a good show tonight, guys. He did. Yes, I'm not impressed by stars, not even a little. TT, we're stars, right? Hello, Mimo. God bless you. Good to see you tonight. I would love to see Tom in the chat. This guy made me. He made me. He Tom Levecki is the one that got me into the YouTubes. You can like him, dislike him. I don't care. That's your thing. So you know. Hold on, guys. He interviewed Giovanni, the FBI agent that took down some of the DeCavalcante family. It was a really good interview. He answered all my questions. You know me, I have questions, right? So I went into some questions. If he knew people that we knew that I knew, I asked questions. I didn't watch that one, Mike John, but this one was good today. Gatto, he had a good show today, man. You know, he started me on the YouTubes. Hello, Stephen Marinello. Hello, Tommy and Chad. So, starstruck. I think we are all regular people. None of us are starstruck. Most of us are blue collar type people. And what impresses most of us, I think, most of us, now I can be wrong, is the guy that was typically an underdog and made it, or just a regular guy that's doing well. I think that's more appealing to my type of people than a star, with a star in Hollywood. That's just my thought. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's more? Yeah, he did it again tonight, Mike. It was a little more in depth. It was very, very good. Of course, he started me on the YouTubes. He did interview him last time, but this was a little more in depth. Where you can see yourself in an underdog. I have their keys to club out here. Octavia, yes. These are tough things in life, right? Because you can see yourself as an underdog. I don't know. I don't know. I something today sparked this thought. Now, you kind of know my situation. Everybody knows, it's a little difficult, right? It's going good, Tony Ducks. Hope you are well this evening. How's it going, Stiggs? Tony Ducks, thanks for popping in. Tony Ducks, how were my questions tonight on Tom's interview? I had some good questions. Somebody was breaking my balls a little bit, though. So I got I got a little side job, a painting job, right? And I gave it to my son. And I just went to see my son working. I gave him this whole job. He did a beautiful job. He's making a legitimate earn. I'm trying to teach him the right way. And he did it. He nailed it. He's doing well. My questions were good. Dope. Spot on, T. Those people. See what Gina wrote? I'd love to put this up. Tom's channel is Armchair MBA. He did a good show tonight. That guy was a jerk off. Thank you, Mo. I mean, I asked the FBI agent. Mo put it up here. I asked the FBI agent what if he had cultural guilt. It was a great question, and he actually enjoyed the question. Right, Tony Ducks, you saw it. Right, Mo, you saw it. He actually asked the question, and he said it was a good question. And then I asked him about a couple of guys that I knew that were the Cavalcante guys. He said yes. You see that, Tony Duck? So it wasn't a bad question, but that guy was challenging me. This is great, Tony Ducks. I appreciate it. Ooh, where'd it go? Right there. This is what Tony Ducks said to me. Yeah, so I thought it was good. I think it added to the show. You know what I mean? Yeah, please do reach out. Absolutely. Any questions, anything. TT, dropping bombs tonight. Tony Ducks is all right, man. I got good people in here. I like it. So Tom had a good show. I thought the interview was good. Listen, he's not a rat. The guy is not a rat. The guy did his job fair and square. He was an FBI agent. He had a job to do. Mo, what's his name? The guy? Giovanni what? Giovanni what? I missed it. No, he's not a rat. He's a cop. He did his job. He did his job well. Rocco. Okay, thank you, Tony Ducks. My opinion, that guy that was breaking balls probably has an issue with street guys. Something might have happened because he reacted kind of tough. You might be right, Tony Ducks. He might be a degenerate gambler that had a debt with bookmakers or loan sharks, or he might have had a drug habit. It's very hard to know, right? TLV is on FBI. What's FBI? TLV is on FBI. What does that mean? Octavia, what does that mean? TLV is on FBI. I don't know what that means. Oh, that was his street name, Gatto? So anyway, my point in the show tonight was celebrities. I think the regular people. Oh, look at TT dropping. Thank you, TT. I appreciate that. Wow, that's nice. That's great. I don't know FBI, Octavia. I don't know what you mean. TLV is on FBI. Not sure. Street name Goddard. Tom Lavecchia is an FBI. What does that mean, Octavia? Tom Lavecchia is a content creator who has a channel and has other financial businesses, I believe. I'm not sure, but he's always been good to me, so I don't know. I don't have any issue with Tom. Tom's good to me. He just seemed dead set against it, and he really generalized everyone in that life being bad. And that is not true, Tony Ducks. And I made a perfect example. This is a great comment, Tony Ducks. I made a perfect example. Hey, Sons of Italy. I made a perfect example. Tony Ducks, did you hear me what I said about my friend that just passed away this weekend? Anthony DeMeo, soft shoes. He knew him. So great to this point is he was a gentleman, Tony Ducks. That guy was a gentleman. He did what he did. He was a made guy. He was in the life. He passed away a few years ago. My friend, his son, passed away Sunday, my age, 53, from a stroke. So Tony Ducks, he answered it. He knew him. He spoke. He didn't speak negative about him, if I recall correctly, Tony Ducks. I think he spoke nicely of soft shoes. I'm not sure. Did he or not? I think he spoke nice of him. Look here, guys. Look, I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you one thing. And this is why I was on there. Their life is garbage. It's garbage, garbage, garbage. You end up in a cage, right? Tom has these guys on. This guy was a legit officer, a cop. He was not a rat. He did his job as a cop. That's what he did. So I asked him some of these questions. He did not speak, and he did not speak negatively about the guys on the street. I think I caught him a little with that cultural guilt question. So guys, just so you know, this guy had a guest on who was an FBI informant who took down the Jersey mob or parts of it, right? My question to him was, and it might have caught him off guard. I said, "Do you have cultural guilt?" Hello, Teresa. So I think it caught him a little bit. Thank you for posting that, TT. That's awesome. Tom Lavecchia, Octavia. Tom Lavecchia had on an FBI, guy. Hey, sons. Hope you are well, sons of Italy. Nice to see you. He's on parole. Teresa, were you in the chat with Tom LaVecchia? Was I out of line? That guy broke my balls a little bit. Hello, Cinnamon Muff. What a name that is. Hey, Tommy Stiggs. Cinnamon Muff is saying hello to TT. Okay, Octavia, I don't know what your questions are. I have no idea. No idea what's saying. Armchair MBA has joined the building. There he is. Hello, Armchair MBA. This is the man that brought me to you guys. Welcome, Armchair MBA, to this chat. Please, my crew. Welcome Tom LaVecchia to the chat. Thank you for stopping by, Armchair MBA. This is the person who started me on the YouTubes, as I call it, here on this channel of mine. This is hysterical. This is really funny. So yeah, that's the guy right there. So I was not out of line, right, Tom? My questions were awesome. You posted them up. He answered. That was a little bit of a weird question when I asked him if he had cultural guilt. Was it not, Tom? I mean, I wasn't out of line, right? It was good. It was perfect. Ah, my man. Thank you. I'm trying to add to your show with my questions. You know what I mean? You know what I'm doing. Tom, you know what I do. I try to add to the show with my questions. Yes, Gina, he is the man that introduced me to the YouTube. My first live was with Armchair MBA. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I want to add to your show. You know what I mean? We were just talking about your live interview, Armchair. So my show tonight, I'm having a little glass of wine. I jump on for a little bit. My show was Who Are the Celebrities tonight? What do we feel about celebrities type of thing? And we don't. We really don't. Thank you, Armchair. TT's the underboss of this channel of mine right there, Armchair. So yes, guys, Armchair MBA brought me to you. I can drop a link. Sure. You want to jump on, Tom? Let's see if this works right. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I may have Tom LaVecchia enter the building. Copy to clipboard. Copied. And I think I got it right. Armchair MBA. If I don't have it right, I apologize. So this is the guy that brought me to you. Let's see if it worked. Did it work? Not sure how this is going to work. Let's see if it works, if Tom could jump on. Tom is the man that brought me to you. Mike F. No, Sons of Italy. This is not my best computer, Tom. I apologize if it's, it's not so great. Did the link come down okay? Not sure. One second. I'm going to fill up my glass of wine. All right. Let's see. Is Tom back there? Hold on, Tom. I'm coming. We got to get a refill, cuzzy. I got to get a refill, my man. Okay. I'm here, and I'm going to try to bring Tom in. I don't do this often, but I figured I have to. This is the guy that brought me to you.
Hey,
are we?
Hey, man. How are you?
What's up, my man? How are you?
Finishing my cigar, relighting.
No, I can't do that in the house. I'm inside. If I was on the stoop, I would do it.
That's why I'm outside. My wife's not home, so I'm getting an extra sticking. You know what I mean?
So I got a good little show going. I got a good little crew.
God bless.
Small. It's small, Tom, but this is the guy that brought me to you guys. This is the man that introduced me to the YouTube. What made that happen, Tom?
Well, you and I connected, and you shared some knowledge. I felt that you would be a great contribution for the show, and I I was right. You did a great job. I just want to give some quick shout outs. Tony
Please do.
Duggs, thank you for coming on. I always appreciate you. We haven't connected in a while. I was happy he was on. Teresa, as always.
Right.
And Sons of Italy, I see.
Yep. They pop in. So yeah. So Sons of Italy and what's the other name? Stand-up guy, right?
Yeah, good guys.
So they were struggling to get to 500. We did a rally on my channel and we got them to their 500 mark.
Well, that's what you do, Tommy. You help people out.
Yeah, I try, man. I try.
Well, I got to say something. Your question was more than fine because he answered it, but then he answered it like a little bit longer, and he got the context. Because the truth of the matter is, there's a duality, right? One end, culturally, he's a father, he's a husband, and he's probably not doing Sunday dinners while he's undercover, right? So there's a little cultural guilt there. But number two, there is an aspect of you're putting guys away in the neighborhood that you're kind of part of. And I thought he answered that well,
Yeah, our culture is mixed, obviously.
Yeah.
But whether we're street guys or doctors or lawyers in the Italian culture, we still have that culture, right?
Yep.
It's just different.
Correct.
So we still have that same way about us.
Yeah.
We know that life is wrong. There's no doubt about it, right?
Yep.
It's not good, right? There's nothing good about it.
Yep.
And we don't glorify it. You don't glorify it. You're intrigued by it.
Correct.
You're intrigued by it. You're delivering your content from being intrigued and trying to deliver the content. And it works.
Agreed.
It works. It's crazy, right?
So you're a Jersey guy, so you understand this. So he grew up in Bayonne. And he was, and it's funny because I'm not a big Hudson County guy. For those people that are not in New Jersey, Tommy's an Essex County guy. I'm a Union County guy. Giovanni was a Hudson County guy, and you might as well be light years away. You know what I mean? So I think the reason why he was able to infiltrate the Cavs and Elizabeth was because he was a Bayonne guy. He wasn't an Elizabeth guy. Because if he was, he never would have been able to do it,
Yeah, but even being that, it's still a close-knit, okay, having dabbled, as you know, right? Having understanding from the inside out. It's not that, it is far away. You say light years away type of thing?
Yeah. But yet it's close. Yet it's close. Yes. I'll give you that. Yes. Because
there's things that intermingle. There are definitely, somebody from Bayonne will vouch for somebody from Belleville, right?
Correct.
Somebody from Union will vouch for somebody from Maplewood. It's just it's a twisted world.
Well, I'll give you a quick example. Okay, so my previous marriage, the guy's from the other side, right? He's Calabrian, but he's made into one of the families here, boss. And if you met him, a skinny, frail Italian guy that you can blow over, but he was a very serious guy. His son is actually, and I don't want to say which hospital because I don't want to give it away, is head of surgery at one of the hospitals that's not far from us. So that's where it kind of gets that weird dichotomy. See, this is where I and I don't know. I don't want to say other cultures, but I can only speak to the Italian culture. The Italian culture is unique. Where unfortunately I had a brother who used drugs. He passed, and he was a street guy, right?
Right.
But then I have people in my family that are lawyers and doctors. So you have that weird spectrum of society, but it's all within the Italian culture. I think it's very unique to the Italian culture, and I think that's what makes it unique. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah. And I think we all have everything in our families. So our culture has everything, like you just said.
Yes.
Same thing in my family. I had cousins overdosed, cousin died of AIDS, cousin that's a lawyer, cousin that's a doctor, right?
Yep.
My one cousin represented me. My other cousin's on a heroin needle. It's crazy. But in our culture, I mean, it's got to be tough for someone like that in the culture to infiltrate the culture but it makes it easier because he
Well,
understands the culture.
well, off camera, I chatted with him a little bit afterwards. He's a gentleman, by the way, and he told me a good story where I think I could say it. He was actually very involved with bikers in his civilian life, and when he knew some guy as part of a head of a 1% gang, and when he was going in to be a cop, the 1%er said, "Hey, I love you and everything, but this is going to be our last drink." And he goes, "I hope you understand if we're on the opposite side of things, like we're not like this." And it was like it kind of chills down my spine because it's
Oh my God.
holy shit, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my God. That's crazy. But I will tell you this. I have no hard feelings against somebody that does their job.
correct.
It's different being a rat than it is a.
Oh,
making
and
money doing
I asked real quick. I asked him that. I said, "How do you feel?" Because, like, I'll give you an example. You know, obviously, he's in law enforcement, right? And he's one of the good guys, no matter how you slice it, right? But you know, I'll have him on in between, sandwiched between maybe like a scholar who's like knows the mob and the
Yeah.
next wise guy. And I said to him, I said, "Are you okay with that?" He goes, "Yes." He goes, "You need to get all the." I know you're not great on informants. What I'm saying is, he goes, his point of view was you need to have different perspectives and find out about the life. You know what I mean?
Wow. But they do have the upper hand as far as understanding the culture to infiltrate.
Correct.
Joe Pistone, the same thing. I mean, you know, wow. It's I don't know. I don't know. It's tough, man. How do they do it? What do they think? Do they get
Well,
brainwash training in the boot camp, or whatever, so to speak?
well, so he went to they do deep cover training in Quantico. They sent him, and you know some of it is natural ability, was kind of like had the street guy sense around him.
Yeah,
But
he had it
you
within
also
him, right.
learn the FBI tricks of the trade too. You know,
So it's within him.
yeah.
So do they almost change your brain?
Well, one part was real weird to me. A
What
little
do
bit.
they do? They brainwash you? How? What? It's crazy because
Well,
culturally, listen, 1 second.
yeah.
Culturally, we're brought up totally against that, right?
Well, so I'll give you what was close to home. So the guy he put away, you know, is all public. Um, Mike F, how are you? Sorry, I just thank you. Yeah, Mike F, we have some cool
Hold
things
on,
going on.
hold on.
I'll get,
One of my people, please drop Armchair MBA's
thank
channel
you.
so we can get more subs his way. He's doing fantastic.
And Mike F, thank you. And we'll get into a second if time allows.
I
We have a
know
lot
it's
of great
hard to
stuff.
it's hard to do the chat and talk at the same
Oh,
time.
I get it.
It's
Yeah,
very difficult.
we got a lot of great stuff going on the channel. I'll get to that in a second. But
I know.
no, one thing that kind of stood a little close to home was he put away Charlie Stanger, right? And
Yeah.
he went to Charlie Stango's house, and Charlie Stango and this guy passed, but he had almost like a shrine of Jojo Ferrara. Jojo Ferrara was an important captain in the Cavalcante family from Elizabeth, and he was related. We were related to him through marriage, and I played football with his son. He used to come to all of our games, all the football games, and to me, he was a nice guy. He was a great guy, and he passed. But what I'm saying is, where it was close to home was the guy he put away was his protege and almost his mentee of Jojo Ferrara. So like it kind of like it all kind of like you said, it kind of all intertwined, and it's a little close to home sometimes, you know.
You think he battles with it a little bit?
I think more than he wants to admit. Yes,
He was starting to. When I asked that one question, you could see a little bit.
correct. But here's where I'll give him credit. He's law enforcement, right? And he doesn't stray from that. Like I like people who are true to who they are, right? Like if you were an informant, like you know this, Tommy. There's a lot of informants out there now, right?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
and with the fullest respect, and I could say this, I've interviewed probably 30 of them. They each have a story or a justification or a reason, right? And a lot of the time it's bullshit, right? And I'll give you an example. Some guys are like, I ratted because I don't want to spend time in jail. I'm not justifying what they did, but I respect that they're honest about it. He's that same thread. He's like, I'm law enforcement. I get it. I respected these guys growing up. I went a different route. I'm going to go all in. This is how I did it. So I have a certain level of respect for that too, Tommy.
As long as they come correct, as long as they
Correct.
come correct, you're good. Just say what it is. Don't be a gavone. Don't be a Mama Luke and try and act like, oh, I got lured into the. No, we don't want to hear any of that shit.
Yep.
We want to hear, and I will give you a good example. A bad example is Michael Francis. A good example is going to be Mikey Scars going forward. He has remorse, guilt, and everything, and you could see it in him.
Yeah.
I think he'll do well on that aspect of it.
Well, my only.
Listen, it's not that I'm rooting for him. I'm just observing. I'm forever the observer. And I had to be that way, being what I was involved in years ago. You're the observer, right?
Yeah.
So I observed these guys, right? And like you
Yes.
just said, own up to what you did. I think Mikey Scars, in what we call the rat tube, I guess you can say, will nail it.
Well, so I'll give you where I'm mixed on him, okay? And I never interviewed him yet, so I didn't get a chance to hear firsthand. One thing I really like is I do believe he's repentant. I really do. I do believe he's owning it, right? Where I get a little conflicted is he'll have like a martini about a guy and is like, oh, Tommy Stiggs was a great guy, but then yet you put Tommy away. Well, why was he a great guy before? Number two, and I want to do my own research. But I understand he wasn't facing like over 20 years. So to like 80 people, put 80 people away in that life for a 20-year sentence, I struggle with that a little bit as an observer.
This is a great point. It was not the time, Tom. It was not the time that made him flip, because he can do the time. Guys in their life know how to gel, and I'm going to tell you from experience, within 24 hours inside a cage, it's crazy to say.
All right, and I have no, but here's how I look at it, Tommy.
Real quick, we adapt as men in 24 hours. It's sick to say. Going from a castle to a cage, we as men somehow adapt within 24 hours. Now, his feelings were hurt. He got shelved. That's a little different. And some say I'd rather get clipped than getting shelved. That's a different way, an old school way of thinking. But that is what happened there. It had nothing to do with the time, Tom. For Mikey Scars, it had nothing to do with the time.
So, like you, I listen copiously, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
And you and I over cigars. You and I over cigars. We'll chat. We'll talk. We'll do it again soon. And I always look at it this way. How do I say this? When somebody doesn't like me or you, right? And let's say I'm Team Tommy Stiggs, right? I may not agree with them, but I'll make it a point to understand, right? Meaning, oh, you don't like Tommy Stiggs? Well, fuck you. No. Why don't you like him? Or you don't like him, but I can see that. The part that I'm struggling with is he was asked kind of something along this thread. You got shelved. Why do you think, or like wear their hat? Why do you think you got shelved? And he says, I have no idea. Yeah, they're not going to shelve somebody. Listen, you know this. If he's a moneymaker, which he was.
Yes. Right.
Stand up high. And one thing people got to understand about him, he also, hey, Chris Toro, how are you, buddy? I owe you a call. I hope you're well, and the wife and everybody else. With him, the stakes are a little higher because he comes from a lineage of Cosa Nostra. I think 4 generations.
100 years.
Yeah.
100 years.
Yep.
That's basically the inception.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand where Cosa Nostra came from. Now, a lot of people don't understand our culture. It did not come from just being a criminal. It came from protecting our own.
Correct.
Unfortunately, you have wayward within and took it to the other level. That's where the extortion came in and all of that. Right, Tom? Is that correct?
Yeah. And I always say this.
Our culture, the OC culture did not come from, it came from being discriminated against, basically.
Well, I'll give a more recent example. I would say up to the mid 90s. Now, I would never, because I'm a law-abiding citizen, and so are you. But up to the mid 90s, if you had that beef or you had an issue in the neighborhood, you can go to whoever runs the neighborhood, and they handle it a lot quicker than the cops.
Absolutely.
And it was in a way like there were certain things, being guys like us, Italian American guys, that like we just didn't, like you would go to the cops and they would laugh at you, or they didn't take you serious, or shit that, what, like God forbid somebody commits sexual assault against somebody in your family. Who wants to go through that process? Up to the mid 90s, if you had the right connections, you can get shit done. The reason why I never, ever, ever, ever approached that, my brother said to me before he passed, he goes, because he was, street guy, he goes, never ever ask them for a favor. He goes, they'll do anything for you. The problem is, once they have that favor and they come back to you, you have to oblige. If you have to kill me, you got to do it. And he like it sends shivers down my spine.
This is true. They own you once they do that favor.
Correct.
Most, not
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
not all,
yeah.
not all. Now, being what I did, I could call in a favor at any time. You know my history.
Yeah.
But it's because of what I did. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that I can call in a favor at any time. I'll give you a good example. 15, 20 years after my situation, they were doing construction on my brother's house.
Yeah.
A guy was on a backhoe, smoking a cigar, had dark glasses on. He looks at my sister-in-law. He says, I noticed the last name, Stigliano. You related to Tommy Stiggs? She ran in the house. She called me. She's like, there's a guy on a backhoe. He's outside, and he's asking if I know you. I said, what kind of tattoo? Beep, beep, beep. Okay, I know him. Go tell him. Boom.
Yep.
They built him a beautiful wall in the backyard.
Yeah.
A beautiful wall in the backyard.
Yeah.
So,
There's benefits. There's benefits.
Some people think it's so bad. Some people think it's so good. There's good and bad in all of it. The way he answered my question about that guy I knew whose son just passed away, Soft Shoes.
Yeah.
Did you see that or no? Did you catch that?
I did.
So he answered. He answered very respectfully, which I greatly appreciated the way he spoke about him. Unfortunately, his son, my friend, just passed away this weekend. So Soft Shoes Senior and Soft Shoes Junior passed away. Soft Shoes Senior was a made guy in the Devaconte, so he knew him. He knew of him, and he spoke highly of him. So it was a good. I always like to add positivity to your chat if I can. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, really quick for arm's distance. So this is what's interesting. So the mob in Sicily. So there was the rich landlords, right? They owned the properties, and they got the local guys to say, "Hey, listen," or the guys went to them and said, "Hey, you need protection." They protected their lands, and they banded together to eventually start the mafia. But what's interesting is, and this is a fact, is the guys that were in the mafia, they weren't, and this is a misnomer. The guys that were given the protection, these weren't like broke, like poor. No, the mob guys were like middle class guys like us, banded together. They had arms, they had resources, they had their brethren. They got together, and then they saw these rich guys were like, "Fuck this," and then they took over, and that's when it became a criminal organization.
This is at the inception, you're meaning?
Correct. So what I'm getting at is, it didn't start as necessarily like a poor guy organization. It started out almost as like a military one to protect the landlords, and then it became criminal when they realized they can do more criminally than they could legally.
Wow. Okay, Mo added a comment. Mo is a very interesting individual. I would love to have him on with us now, but I don't want to flood it. But Mo's uncle was actually a Genovese guy who got clipped here in Belleville. His father's brother got clipped here in Belleville many years ago. We may go too long with the show to do that right now, but Mo was a dear friend of mine. He left the area. He went to Arizona.
Smart.
Stayed clear of the life. Good move. His family owned the first Blimpies ever. It was in Manhattan.
Really?
Started Blimpies, yes.
I thought Blimpies was big in Hoboken too.
Yeah, but the first one, I think, Mo, correct me if I'm wrong, the first one was in Manhattan? Where'd you go?
I gotta charge my battery. Give me a second.
Oh, okay. You went in the house with a cigar? Shame on you.
No, I had to put it out. She'll kill me. She'll kill me.
You're crazy.
So I got to come in the house with you. So I'm actually, believe it or not, and we should do it together. I want to do a show on how, I don't know why the lighting's so bad. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I want to do a show on brands and corporations that you know of that started out initially as mob, like Grande Cheese, What a Colavita olive oil.
Yeah,
Many of them.
many of them, right?
Yeah.
There's Top Tomato.
Yep. I got a funny Top Tomato story. So they set up around the corner for me a place called Vine Ripe. That crew. And it was funny because they had really high-end stuff, homemade mozzarella, great food, that kind of stuff. Nobody was ever in there, ever. But it was a great place because it was very expensive.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who owned it. We found out later. What happened was they had an issue with the HVAC, right? It was always hot in there. There's always issues, right?
Yeah.
So you know how like you do 7 fishes and stuff for like Christmas Eve. So all the local people here, there's a lot of Italians like us. You know, my mom's not around. You know, I'm married an Ecuadorian. She's a good cook, but there's certain things I still buy from delis. So evidently they had all their orders set for Christmas Eve, well into the 6 figures, right? All of a sudden, my sister and everybody else is going there on Christmas Eve. They closed it down and they just got out of Dodge because they got to like an argument with the owner. They said, fuck, and they ran off with everybody's money.
Wow. Mo, if you want to jump on, let me know. The link is there, Mo. You're more than welcome. Tom has good, this is his thing, you know?
Well, I would love, I mean.
Mo, if you want to jump on, we would love to have you on real quick. This is a great opportunity. It doesn't come often. It's hard to get Tom, man. I barely get a text back from him.
Don't. I always text you back.
No, you do always text me back. You're good with me.
Tommy, I will say this. I don't know if you remember. There was a rogue Mo. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, I do. Sure, I do.
There was a rogue Mo. So Mo, there was sorry, I'm a little hot. It's hot outside.
He knows. He knows. He knows. Everybody knows about that.
There was a rogue Mo, and he was roasting me a little bit. And you know, this is at the time when things were a little tighter. You kind of knew everybody, and you kind of knew the flow and that kind of stuff. And I was like shocked. I'm like, Mo is Stig's. So my hair's a scrub.
You look perfect, bro. Don't worry about it. You're good.
I need more hair. Is Stig's boy, and Mo kept going to town. And you know how we knew it was a rogue Mo? This Mo was red. That Mo was green.
Oh my god! Because you know my Mo is like my brother. You know what I mean? We wouldn't even have an issue. You know what I mean? So, can you imagine? He lives in Arizona.
God bless.
He lives in the neighborhood where Sammy the Bull opened his pizzeria.
Really?
Yeah, he knew right who it was immediately. It's crazy. It's crazy. So you see, Tom, I got friends all over the place. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. I like to hear, and again, we should collaborate on this.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear like the ancillary, like guys like Mo, like the kids, the nephews, the grandsons, you know, how did it affect, you know, their life? How did it affect their upbringing? Was it good? Was it bad? Because, you know, again, I always say this is I see 2 extremes with people in life. I've seen for our foods, correct, exactly. For our, I think was and Roma Foods too was another one. I think that was Frank Kelly. But I'll give you an example. I know some wise guys that, you know, more from the other side that came over and they, you know, they were in the life, but their kids were not in the life. Those are the ones who came, doctors, lawyers, and they got in that life as a way to get their family out. Then I have guys that we know, we can talk about offline, that were in the life, and then like they would cultivate their sons in the life. But I see both. I've seen both extremes.
I really, you know, listen. My family tried their hardest to have me not be involved in this life, right? My grandfather was around Richie the Boot. He was around the Indy Gerard, everybody. Yeah. He tried his hardest. My mother's, our familial circumstances led to a different situation, and it ended how it did. I'm going to try and get Mo on. If it works out, it works out, guys. We're just taking a shot here. This was not planned. We have no idea. This is my first time even doing this. Mo, can you hear me back there? Okay, let's try and get Mo on. Tom, I never did this before, buddy. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm excited. Hey, Mo, how are you, buddy?
Hello.
Can you hear us, Mo?
I can. Tom, nice to finally meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, Mo. And I believe you watch the show, and it's an honor and privilege to be here with you today.
And I'm glad you knew. I'm glad you knew that Mo was not me.
Yeah. You're
That was
breaking up a
crazy.
little bit, Mo. Try to speak closer to your phone if you can. I don't know. He's on the phone, Tom. He's trying his best out there.
Any better?
A little better.
He's in Arizona.
Mo, you want to laugh? I just thought maybe it was you, and you put a few back. I didn't know. I was like, after the first few, I was like, this isn't that guy. Yeah, because ask Tommy when you do a show, when you see a name, you kind of know if it's going to go positive or negative. So after the third or fourth time, I said, I don't think that's him.
Yeah,
I
caught me off
told
guard, man.
Stiggy called me on the phone, heartbroken. He's like, "Why you?"
That's funny.
See, he might freeze up a little bit. He's in his car, so.
Minute, I'm gonna have my wife try to help me out here.
No worries.
This is great. This is great. Tom had to run in the house, die on his cigar, put his phone on a charger.
I
All
put
right.
the cigar out for you, Tommy. Nobody else.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
What was the topic?
Mo, I really hope you can work that out, man. This is great. Shit.
Yeah.
You
Well,
there,
you might
buddy?
be good now. You might be good.
Hold this.
What was the topic I missed?
Well, nothing. We just got into. Well, I got into your uncle. We got into a little bit of our childhood. There's things like that. He's frozen. See.
There we go. Better?
Much
Okay,
better.
listen. We got into your
All right.
uncle. I spoke about your uncle. I spoke about you seeing Sammy the Bull at the pizzeria.
Oh my God. My wife always thinks that I'm just making shit up, Oh, you think everything's like that. And I said, I'm telling you, it looks just like him. He got a nose job and that's it. Other than that, it looks exactly like him. And it was right across the street from the Stan's Metro Deli. I think I was telling you about this, Stiggs. We know a joint when we see it.
Yeah.
You always know the head table, and we always know what it looks like.
Yep.
And sure enough, after I tell my wife about it, bam, they get busted. OTB betting and everything else. It's out here. It's everywhere.
Wow.
I always wondered with how many guys went that way that I know Bonanno had a little something, that there wasn't a family or crew out there, like a bigger presence. I was always wondered why. Or there might be. I don't know. Who knows?
They're cowboys in their own right.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, they always had guns.
Yeah.
And they do their own cowboy shit mafia style.
Yeah.
And it's just nothing's together. It's our people didn't have the politicians here. They did. The big farmers, the landowners,
Yeah.
the developers, they had the politicians here. And you know that he who has the power has everything.
Yep.
So, but but Mo, he got situated down there, and how was he led into this? You make it sound like it's a cultish type of thing down there. So how did the government just put him in there?
No, they put it. He took off from them.
Yeah, he was out of the program.
Oh, he was out. He was out. Okay, he was out.
And he decided to do his own thing. And so a bunch of my employees got tied up in his ecstasy ring.
Oh,
And
shit.
I could see they were getting busted from a mile away.
Wow.
And they thought I was an old nerd and, what do I know? Sure, you know these guys. And I said, listen, when I'm at a party and I'm meeting somebody for the first time and they all got matching Lexuses to Gerard,
Yep.
Oh my
and
God.
the license plate says Roland, and you're talking about 10,000 pills on the phone in front of a stranger, you're getting busted.
Yep.
Tom, you believe this crazy shit?
Well, so what's crazy is I'm friends with Karen, and she used to tell me that he didn't hide. Like he was like when he got outed by a newspaper guy originally, and after that he had Marathon, whatever construction. There he opened up like Marathon pools. He didn't hide shit. He was open about it, and he didn't hide after a certain point. He's like, hey, I'm here. Come get me. And what's interesting, a lot of people don't know this. While he was out there, I think his son and like his guys in his ring, they lumped up an Israeli gangster's nephew because they were like kind of competing for the Mali, I don't know what they call it now, Molly or ecstasy, whatever. And it got back and it was caught on tape. The Israeli gangster was going to kill him.
In Arizona.
The nephew was in Arizona. The Israelis respectfully were very big into ecstasy. They still might be. And, they were kind of competing. And they lumped up a nephew. And the nephew pulled, you know who I am. But he really was connected to a very prominent Israeli gangster out of New York. And the Israeli gangster was caught on tape saying, that's Sammy the Bull, blah, blah, blah. He's no longer with the Gambinos. I'm going to clip him. He came very close.
Yeah, and not even get blamed, right?
Correct. And then,
well, you know, the Israelis, they were getting it cheaper. They have the pipeline
correct.
to the, cheaper than Sammy did.
Yep.
But, his people were moving a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Right in your neighborhood. Right in your neighborhood, Mo, right there?
In all the neighborhoods, yeah. And the kids, I taught some of the kids' brothers and things that were involved in it. That was our rival high school.
That's crazy.
And these kids are too soft, I mean, they got the Papa name. I don't know if there's any relation.
No. The kid was like an Italian American kid who happened to have the Papa name. He wasn't.
Yeah, they were football kids and, starting their own little gang out here, growing up just like Sammy did.
Yep.
And so that was his only choice. And, these kids are too soft and they talk. It's not the same as how we grew up. That's why your question about culture was so legitimate, because even the people that aren't involved in crime, we live our lives the same way. We eat Sunday gravy at a certain time.
Yep.
We still tell our kids not to rat, even when we're not involved in that life. So that was a totally legit question.
That's where my question came from. That's where my question, that's where I got that from, It just popped into my head. Do you feel culturally guilty? And that's just what popped into my head. So obviously I post what I feel, what I say. Hopefully it'll add some flavor and get a good question. And I see that it did touch him a little bit.
Well, so interesting enough is what I like about him is we hear a lot about like informants, right? And they're like, well, I gave him all this stuff, and then the government, hangs him out to dry, their version, right? But the government kind of hung Giovanni out to dry, and he's not shy about it. I think that's pretty interesting,
Yeah.
It's amazing the ones who play the government like a fiddle, and other ones that they screw their whole lives. It honestly makes no sense.
Yep.
And Tom, here's the newest funny one. I was about to go to Italy again this year, and so I was going to start brushing up on my Italian.
Yeah.
So I was going to join the Phoenix Italian American Club.
And Cantarella is the president.
Yeah, now I can't join.
Why?
You know that, Tommy?
I don't want to be involved in that nonsense. I just want to go learn some Italian, have some cappuccino, and call it a day, I don't need it.
I'll tell him, Mo. So Rich Cantarella, Shellackhead, who was a captain with the Bananas.
Oh, yeah.
He's the president of the Italian American Club in Phoenix.
And literally a week or so after I mentioned I wanted to join, he was on the front page of the newspaper out here.
In what way?
And so I called our people, the Cantarella Stigs, and asked if they were related, and they weren't. If they were, then I would have second thought it, but
of course. Wow.
I don't need that nonsense.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, but so they're an interesting part of the story because they're like, so the Bananos, and there was a big source of pride, did not have any turncoats before the 2000s. They had zero. So it had a domino effect. Vitali, which was the underboss, was the first to go, and then like a house of cards. They had like 4 captains flipped. They had Cantarella, Copa, and I forget the other 2 guys. And these were captains. I think one of the Linos was I don't want to say the wrong Lino because one of them is still in life. But what I'm getting at is then it just felt the Bananas felt like the House of Cards, the administration and the prominent and these guys were big money guys. Frank Copa, Morellas, these guys had like real money. Like we're talking like parking garages in the city. They own the bricks, 20 of them, and they're worth $5 million each. Like crazy shit. Big money.
Listen, I got 3 Jersey guys on this show right now. A lot of people talk about this.
Yeah.
Jersey guys. So you got the New York guys, 5 families. Yeah. There's thousands of people out there, right? You got Jersey guys. You got Philly guys. I think the Jersey crews and the Philly crews have less informants because we are more of a familial neighborhood environment. What do you think about that, Tom?
I agree.
In New York, you have people are putting the crews, they don't even know each other. Me and Mo know each other since we're kids, right?
Yeah.
So you end up with a whole different, it's kumbari, basically, if I turn on Mo or Mo turns on me.
Yeah.
But if a guy from the Bronx is with a guy from Brooklyn, he doesn't know him from childhood. We know each other from diapers. You know what I mean?
Well, I will say this, and you guys may know better than me. I don't know of any Genovese West Side informants in New Jersey ever.
No.
Ever.
Mo, what do you got? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Jersey.
Right. Exactly the point. You got to think about it.
I can't think of any.
I can't either. Look at that. Right?
I think a couple of them might have gotten clipped, and that used it as an excuse.
Well, that's the way. That's the way he handled it.
I don't know.
This was
but here's another thing to bring up. New Jersey has a bigger heritage in Cosa Nostra than people think. The Chin had a place here. Vito Genovese had a place here. Sammy had a place here in the farm. Richie the
Al Capone.
Lake
Hiawatha.
Yeah, supposedly he had a hideout in Mountainside, New Jersey. Supposedly a hideout. Yeah, no, it's insane. And then even what is it called? Listen, I always say this, and he's passed. Jerry Katina was the most important mobster that we're not talking about. By far. And these are Jersey West Side guys.
Yeah, and how about Hoboken? My Uncle Pete with Casellas.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bobby Manna,
really fly under the radar.
Bobby
Rocco
Manna,
Knapp.
Yeah.
There's not many.
These are guys whose kids I grew up with since I'm a little boy, and my Uncle Pete, who still thought to the day he died, he still called me by my dad's name, and even though he was like 4'9", I was afraid to correct him.
Yep.
So Mo has an interesting story. I'm not sure if you want to sum it up real quick, Mo, or no?
What's that?
Want to talk about your uncle real quick or no?
Go ahead. You tell him what you know, and I'll chime in.
Basically, I think it was deceit, in my opinion. I think it was kind of deceit. Basically, Mo's uncle, his father's brother, right? That's your father's brother, right, Mo? Was delivering money, I believe it was, to guys in New York. Is that correct? And
no, what happened was he was in a spot he's always in. If you take the back highway there where they found Craig,
it's
through the dumps.
It's the
when you go
right
before you hit the Holland Tunnel, on the left he had a little payphone, and he would always do business over there. And somebody rolled on him and put one behind his ear, and so he was supposedly bending down under the seat to get his own, but it was too late. And we know who pulled the trigger, and that isn't the point. It's who hired him, and it could have been the guy works for 4 of the 5 families, and it could have been 2. And so I'm not sure. At one point, I thought Stiggy might have known, because he was telling me to back off. The closer I got, Stiggy was like, look, just back off. You don't want to know, he was involved with what he was involved in. He knew what he might have coming. But the truth really was, if he was half Italian with the Italian last name, it never would have happened, right?
Possibly.
And that's one of the reasons I went the straight way, you know, and moved as far as I did. I didn't want to get sucked in, you know. Where it's always easy to be the scapegoat for somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Somebody. So the story goes, he was owed money, fair and square. He was told to let this person not pay, and you know, my uncle, he said, "Fuck you, pay me," and that's not what happened.
And they found him. They found him in the car?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And then, you know, and then chaos ensues, you know, after that. People don't realize that I was out here in a master's program, you know, to get my master's degree, working a normal job, and having to tell people why I'm back home and why I'm in the newspapers and why, you know, I can't come home, and I can't tell you why. Because, you know,
so I'm
my
saying,
family-
no, back off. And he's like, Stiggs, what's going on? You guys, there's something that you need to tell me like 20 years later. Is this something? Crazy.
Well, you know, it could have been a hardcore guy that we both know.
Yeah.
And I didn't think so, but it could have been.
I know.
And, you know, in that case, word would have got around and we all would have known.
And I have no bodies and no connection to any bodies. So, you know,
Exactly.
we're good. I have no bodies and no connection to a body. So I'm good.
Yeah, but if you notice really quick, if you guys notice, in Giovanni's, and he spent a good amount of time deep cover, and he got nothing on any West Side guys, and the West Side guys were around him, and Gambino guys were around him, and they didn't get. I think one Gambino guy might have got jammed up, might have peripherally, but for the most part, none of the West Side guys, they Mo, I don't know if you saw my old show, but with Panisi, he used to say to meet a West Side guy, you had to go through like hoops and
15 channels.
just to meet them, you know?
15 channels. Unless you were in with them, and then you could be a nobody and walk right in with somebody.
Well,
right?
that's so I heard this from multiple people. So let's just sake of argument, Tommy's a West Side guy, right? And you're his associate, and we have beef. We call a sit down. You, the associate, come. A lot of times, a West Side guy that you have as your upline doesn't show up.
No, you're coming to me.
Yeah.
You're coming to me. And I got to kind of figure it out, right? But also, isn't that why they're so strong? Because they squash the hierarchy and empower people that, you know, why are you going to put somebody in your radar and not trust and empower them? That makes you a bad boss, doesn't it?
100% correct. 100%.
Well, but here's what's interesting, and you guys can back me up on this. We all know, let's say the Cavs, right? There's a few money guys, right? Remember Frank Polizzi? There's a few other guys that are a few money guys. Out of 50 to probably 10 money guys. Even respect with the Gambinos. In New Jersey, probably 25, 5 big money guys. Any West Side guy is a big money guy. Any. Whatever there's big business, they're always, the West Side is there.
I agree with you.
You know?
Listen, I was in the West Side clubs. I was in that mix, so I know 100% what you mean. And being from the inside out, inside a West Side club, I can tell you from looking from the inside of a social club to the outside windows, how insulated they are.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yep.
Black. You wouldn't know anything was going on 2:30, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. You'd have no idea anything was going on until that second door upstairs opened.
Yep.
Right?
It's true.
I'd wake up in the morning sometimes and there'd still be card games going on. I'm getting ready for high school.
Same here.
You know?
Same here.
You know, another thing I think with the West Side, now don't get me wrong, the Pleasant Avenue crew, and don't get me wrong, some of the Pizza Connect, they did their share of drugs, but for the most part, the West Side stayed out of drugs and I think that's another reason why they remain successful.
I totally disagree there.
No,
I
the
think-
West Side was big into drugs. Listen, this is what I believe. You saw me
Harlem
from
is the West Side drug connection.
What's that?
Harlem is the West Side
No,
drug
correct. But the Harlem was a mixture of Genovese, Lucchese, and the Purple Gang, right?
connection. Right, but the Purple Gang, who are they really representing?
Well, I mean, but a lot of them, they split off, and eventually, a lot of them became Banana guys. Mikey Nose was a former one. A lot of them
Right.
were
And then
Bananas.
that's when the drugs shifted to the Bananos. A lot of drugs.
Correct. But here's my thought, and you guys stop me if I'm wrong. The guys that made money on drugs, they made their money by the 80s. They're in their 60s, 70s. These guys are like multimillionaires. I think they put a ban on drugs because they already made their money. They made their money. They're done.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
Yes.
But here's the other thing. It's semantics and it's word salad, Tom. It's we don't deal drugs. We shake down drug dealers.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. That means it's your corner and you're letting him run it and he kicks up money. It's just semantics is all it is.
Well,
We rob drug dealers. And then what do? You sell it. After you rob it,
I'm not disagreeing with you. How do you explain the Gambino brothers? I mean, these
I
guys.
will tell you, yes, heroin, big time, 100%. No doubt about it. I will tell you from locally, New Jersey, Genovese and Gambino clubs. I was in both of them, next door to each other on Roosevelt Avenue and 2nd Avenue in Newark, New Jersey.
North Newark, yeah.
It was gambling, loan sharking, and night games, and that
broad.
was in that neighborhood. In that neighborhood on Roosevelt Avenue. It was not there. Now, if you go to another location in the city, you're going to go down to Vailsburg and you're going to go by the Campese's, right? And it's everywhere. I know it. It's everywhere.
South Orange Avenue.
It was everywhere. South Orange Avenue, Vailsburg. So you got
And
a
then
whole.
that's where you see your little league coach with two 25-year-olds.
My God, it's crazy.
So I was glad it was brought up just now and brought up on the show. The Campese's, because we know about them because we're local, but on the books, like looking on the Wikipedia, news sources, that kind of stuff, there wasn't much on those guys.
Well, there's a book, Tom, to drop a dime.
The Drop a Dime, Ira
The problem
Bursnick.
is it's $2,500 for a copy right now.
Do you know why?
Because it's rare.
Okay, so I was going to tell you a good story.
Go.
So Ira Bursnick was the hitter for those guys, right?
Yeah.
And in the book, he names names. And in the book, if you could find one, there are guys in the Newark Police Department that are still in power. You know what happened when the book got released? All of a sudden, every library, it got checked out. You know what happened? They
never came back.
You know how I found it? I was dating a girl who knew I was obsessed with this stuff, and she found a copy in the New York City public school system, the library system. Because the New York City Public Library, they're not going to go over there. They don't even think of that. I got a copy and I read it. I returned it. I should have kept it.
What's the matter?
I probably have access to a copy, but I might not be able to leave the area with it.
Well, I'll tell you two quick things. One, and I won't say his name because he's still active. I dated a girl. Her father was a detective in the book for the Newark Police. Then a good quick Ira Bursnick story. My brother-in-law's father, he passed. He was chief of police of Elizabeth. He was a detective at the time. He's at the Lindenwood Diner. He's having a late night off. He gets off his shift, goes with his wife to a late night dinner at a diner. Ira Bursnick walks in. They know each other. He said Ira Bursnick was always a gentleman to law enforcement, ironically, right?
Wow.
So an hour later, on his phone, and Ira leaves. He gets a little thing on his CB, whatever. There was a shooting in Linden, blah blah blah. He goes, motherfucker, that was Ira Bursnick. What happened was Ira was at the light with his wife or girlfriend, whatever. Some guy was looking at him funny at the light. He lit them up and left.
He got pinched for that?
No.
Never.
Well, he
Did
turned,
you-
so whatever he probably proffered, he got out of all of it. But that's one of the best. Like, if Mo, please give it to me.
What?
The book.
I know.
Oh, we got to go through one of my buddies,
It's hard to get.
with Brian Reardon. We got to go through him.
And you want to laugh? I had a
Mo,
chance
Mo.
to buy one. Sorry, go
Mo,
ahead.
Woody has it. Woody lent it to me. Woody has it.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he lent it
Woody-
to me. A friend of
Woody-
ours has it, and he lent it
Woody's
to me.
mad at me.
You guys want to laugh? I had a
Woody's
chance.
mad at me. I ripped him a new asshole.
I had a chance to buy a beat up soft cover for $700, and I was too cheap. I wouldn't buy it. I should have
Ooh.
bought it.
That's an
There's,
investment.
I think you could get a couple for about $9.50. Some soft
I
covers.
can't believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
But there's guys in there.
Ralph, really?
The
Ralph?
other people, Bobby Mana's crew,
You
that
gotta kiss
Casella
her.
crew, really, they fly under the radar. My uncle never, I don't remember him doing a day in prison till he died. He died at 80 something. And, you know, he's the other one I'll talk about only because he was in, you know, the paper and an FBI testimony for the Gotti hit at Casella.
I'm
So
really
Hoboken,
Ralph's
Hoboken Pete Labuddy was my other uncle, and he was like Pee Wee. He was 4'11", and he would call me by my father's name, and you know, tell me not to get tattoos, or he'd rip them off with his fingernails, that kind of thing, you know.
Well,
But that crew, that's why when everybody says, "Oh, poor Bobby Mana, free Bobby Mana," it kind of makes me laugh because I know people that if he just said the word to this day, they'd be screwed.
yep. Well, so I did a show on it with Lisa Babick, and she's a journalist. She deep dive the hit in the city at that restaurant where they killed the construction guy. It was a West Side hit. He had nothing to. I'm talking like you review the case. He had nothing to do with it. Now the Gotti thing, you know, we can't defend.
Oh, yeah, but forget that. I'm talking in general.
Yeah.
People have no idea his power.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
To this day,
Yeah.
if he said jump, there'd be guys that would
Yeah,
jump.
but you know what happened with him? He had like a bullshit charge, right? That he agreed, whatever, like a gambling, whatever it was, right? And then the Gotti thing came. So when he went to go get his compassionate release from the first step back, they cited like a bullshit charge along with this murder that he didn't do, and he should be out of jail. There's a ton of guys that got out from the first step back.
That's a different story. My that's a whole other story.
No, I know.
And just the fact that he's an old man, don't think that he's powerless and a feeble old man. If he snapped his fingers, I know personally a dozen people that'll jump.
Oh no, Bobby Mana carried the torch at the Katina. I'm not as well versed on him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he reported to Chin.
Oh, they were almost best friends. Look it up from when they were young kids. They were made together, brought up together as kids. Yeah. Believe me, it would be like me and Stiggy, and Stiggy being at the top. Believe me, I got his ear. Yeah. All right, I gotta run. But next time we'll talk about my crazy cousin that threatened to tear Trump's balls off.
So Mo, when are you coming on the show?
Invite me.
Send me an invite. Let's set it up.
All right, cool.
All right, Mo.
Yeah,
later, Mo. All right, Tom. I'm wrapping it up, buddy.
Only on the Tommy Stick Show. You saw it here. Good night, my friend. Thank you.
We had a good time. Thank you for jumping in, and thank you for introducing me. All right, guys. That's Ralph. You got to criticize while we're doing it live? I mean, why would you do something like that? If you don't like it, you just log out. That's all. Nobody's forcing anybody to stay in these shows, no matter what they are. The topics are not for everybody. You don't criticize in the chat. Octavia, a little respect. Thank you. Appreciate that. Every show is not going to be for every individual. Everybody has a different what do you call it? A different genre that they enjoy. This show is general. We do all different things here. So, criticizing in the chat, not such a good thing. Not such a good look, man. Really not. Thank you, Arlene. I do appreciate the compliment. I do appreciate the compliment. That was very nice. Anthony, did you enjoy this? Did you enjoy this? Mike, did you enjoy this? Of course, I could get him on many times, Mike. Did you enjoy this? Did anybody enjoy this, or was this a waste of time? Because Ralph looks perturbed. Doesn't look like he liked it. But you can kind of keep your comments to yourself. Thank you, Big Bones. Appreciate the compliment. Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate the compliment. I'm here for you guys. This isn't really for me. Thank you, Tony Ducks. Appreciate the compliment. Strangers giving me compliments. My own people criticizing. Can you imagine? No problem. Yes, he loves this stuff. But Ralphie's asking what's the relevant. No problem, Ralphie. You can voice your opinion at any time. That's great. Thank you, It's appreciated. It's hard to follow, Anthony. A lot of stuff was going on at the same time, but we tried to put it together the best that we could. Christopher, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not pissed. It's okay, Ralphie, whatever. Hey, what can you say? To each his own, Ralph. No problem. No worries. All right, so I think we had a decent show. 28 people hanging out. You get a little carried away. Mo has a lot to talk about. Tom has a lot to talk about. It's something that we are passionate about at times. Typically, I don't talk organized crime stuff. Once in a while, we may jump it on. Dindu, did you enjoy it? Dindu, is that a thumbs up that you enjoyed it? No problem, Octavia. To each his own. We can't satisfy everybody here. I'm not here to satisfy everybody. I'm here to give some decent content, a variety, all different things. The show was not meant to go that way. We happened to go that way. 3 people that enjoyed the subject spoke about it. Exactly, Joey Dell. Did you enjoy it, or was it off color? It's a wind down, my brother. Yes, anything goes at the wind down. Exactly right. No problem, Octavia. You be well. You'll be well. You had a funeral. Octavia gets a pass. Octavia had a funeral. Of course, naturally. Yes, absolutely, Mike John. Oh my God, Mike, did you see? I said my friend called me from Mulberry Street last night. He sent me the messages. So it's $6.75 for the regular cannoli. And while he was there, he had to get the chocolate one, Mike. He had to get the chocolate one. Thank you, TT. Appreciate the compliment. I hear you, Mike. 29 people. Hit the like button. $6.75 was the cannoli last night, Mike. He went back just to send me pictures from Ferraris last night. He lives about 8 blocks from Ferraris. He took his bicycle. And he took his bicycle. Santo took his bicycle from his apartment up to Mulberry Street, took a picture of the cannolis, sent it to me, said, Stiggs, I had to come back. It's like 11 p.m. And he left with a chocolate cannoli. So it's $6.75. Yes, they're still expensive. I agree. If you're a tourist, you pay. Well, he lives there. Mike, before... Yeah, $7.15. Yes, Christopher. Yes. If you're a tourist, you pay $9. Holy shit. Wow. That's crazy. Labellas, yes, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Love and respect costs $0. And that's what I give all the time. I just would hope to get it in return. That's all. Respect here always. We support each other. Well, I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't look like that, but yeah, I guess. He probably lost a couple of phones along the way, maybe. All right, guys. That's it. We had an hour and a half. I usually go on for a half hour, but I went for an hour and a half. Tom popped on. You don't have to respect him, like him, or enjoy the content. Tom is the person that brought me to you guys. If it wasn't for Tom LaVecchia, there would be no Tommy Stiggs. There would be no channel of mine. He was the first person to introduce me to the YouTubes. If anybody is enjoying it or benefiting from it, you have that guy to thank. If you don't like the content, there's not much I can say. I have to respect the man that brought me to you. What can I say? This is what it is. Passionate about the topics. Follow me, guys. Does my crew follow me? Mike, we'll have him on again. We'll do mob talk. The people that don't like it, Ralphie, you could just stay out of the chat or go do something else that night. It's not a problem. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Strangers giving me great compliments. I really do appreciate that. Really, really nice. I do appreciate it. Tony with the golden voice. Tony with that voice, right? Yeah. Yep. That's great, but that's okay. That's his passion, Chris. What are you gonna do? That's his passion. Thank you, Tony Ducks. I do appreciate that. You know, what led up to that was what happened on his show. I respect his show because he gave me the courage to come on here and do something like this. I did not go to Mulberry Street, Mike. My tires blew out. I got to get new tires tomorrow. My front tire is showing metal. I had no idea this was happening. And now I got to go for a tire tomorrow. Can you friggin' believe this shit? 2 weeks ago, they steal my catalytic converter. And now I got to go for tires tomorrow. I'm not worried on distance. It's okay. Sometimes you see what people are about when you do things like this. You either support somebody or you don't. You either support somebody or you don't. $45. Yeah, they stole my catalytic converter, Mike, right in my thing here. Fucking $1,200. $1,200 for the converter. It sounded like a Mack truck without a muffler. You should have heard my car. It was crazy. And now today I go look at my tires and one's blown out. Tony the Night Owl, I do appreciate you coming in. You used to come in the mornings. Yeah, fucking $1,200 that I didn't have. Hey, Octavia, we're here for a good time, not a long time, Octavia. Life is precious and short. We're here for a good time, not a long time. I'm trying to give you guys mixed content. It's not for everybody. I don't typically get criticisms in the chat. This was a first for me from somebody I do know. Very interesting. Never typically get a criticism in the chat. That was my first. That's okay. Yeah, it's okay, Wine Guild. Not a problem. Oh, really? Okay, yeah. Not a problem. Yeah, it's crazy, Tony Ducks. You know what, Tony Ducks? They couldn't get it off. They couldn't get it off. They pulled everything out of the catalytic converter. If I show you the pictures, you wouldn't believe it. They could not get the converter off. They pulled the guts out of it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So you say it's theft. Do you go through an insurance claim? I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Yeah, arm distance. That's okay. He's the man that brought me to you guys. He doesn't come on my show. I don't talk to him often. Once in a while, we'll have a cigar. But, you know, he started this. I know. I understand. You don't have to like it. Not, every show is not for everybody. That doesn't mean we drop it in the comments, but you can. It's a free world, and I don't block anybody. And Ralphie, you can express your opinions. Not a problem. Never an issue. Say whatever you feel. It's not a problem. Not a problem. Catalytic converters are getting stolen big time. Yeah, we get reports all the time that they're robbing them from here. It's crazy. Yes. Oh, Wine Guild. That's who started me on the YouTube, and that's who actually started me on the YouTube. I was a guest on his show ways back. Very simple, Mike John. Nah, it's all right. No worries. I got a criticism from somebody that the show is boring. Now I get a criticism for the content. It is what it is. I keep on going, man. I keep on going. Yes, and that's the man that brought me to you. If it wasn't for that guy that was just on right now, there is no channel of mine right now. If it wasn't for him, there is no Tommy Sticks channel. He gave me the courage and the ability to do this. He gracefully brought me on his show. I was a guest a long time ago. Mike John. Stiggs was a guest a long time ago. Those shows were good. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that compliment. Yes, I was a guest on his show many moons ago. I guess TT can tell you it was about 8 months ago that I was on his show, and that's where this all evolved from. He planted the seed, and he said, Stiggs, just go live. Just do it. You got it. And here we are. We're having a nice little show. You know, people are going to come. People are going to go. People are going to subscribe. People are going to unsubscribe. Be that as it may, you find out who's who and what's what as time goes on with these channels. You find out who's who and what's what. Real things come out as time goes on. Positive, negative, and everything in between. And we just roll with it. You just cannot stop doing what you're doing. If this is what I like to do and my crew is with me, God, please, I'm appreciative to each and every one of you. You know, I'm blessed. I consider this blessed. You guys see me through a lot of ups and downs. You guys see me through a lot of ups and downs along the way. So when the guy that started me in this little thing of mine here, I have the opportunity to chat with him. His obsession is organized crime. He has an MBA. He does other things. He has another type of business. This is not his only business. He does this on the side, so I had him on. And I thought it was a bounce off of his show. Oh, you remember the first show, Chris? That was a long time ago, huh? Christopher Toro, I remember your first show with Tom. Wow, that was a long time ago. I did see it, Mike. And I'll have him on again, Mike. When we do a mob talk, you know, he's always looking to come on. He will come on. Wow, that's crazy, Mike. Did they both get killed, Mike? Did they both die? Those were your two best friends? Sorry about that, Mike. See some good things and bad things come out of these types of shows, Mike, you see? Octavia, nobody's going anywhere. You're good. Octavia, you got support from this chat crew. You're good, Octavia. This is a welcoming place. No one's going to criticize you or knock you out of the box, Octavia. A comment will not get blocked. A person will not get criticized. Disrespect will not be handled lightly. Octavia, you have a home here, always. I know, Mike. Did you enjoy the show, Mike F? You're a big commenter. You always compliment. Mike F, did you enjoy the show? Oh. Yes, Chris, I know. Oh, geez, Mike John, that's crazy, man. That's sad. Hey, that's okay. Joey Dell, it's not for everybody, right? I just hope you enjoy my show, that's all. Oh my God, Mike John, that's crazy. That's terrible. Yeah, to each their own, you know. Listen, every show is not going to be for every individual. Everybody has a different way. I'm thinking right now about Luca. I'm not thinking about this right now. I can't wait to see Luca Stiggs. You know what I mean? I keep moving along. You're not holding me back, you know? It was bananas. It was banana again being on. Oh my God, that's crazy, Mike John. Thindu's mom is here. Wait, Thindu, are you here? Where's Thindu's mom? What are you talking about, TT? Oh my God. Thindu, are you here? Give me the thumbs up, Thindu. I'm going to call you right now, Thindu. Thindu, I'm calling you right now. Where are you, cuzzy? You got to rest tomorrow. You got to rest for tomorrow. You got to work tomorrow. You got to rest. TT, are you joking right now? Oh my God, Mike John, that's crazy. We got stories, Mike John. We got stories, man. Wait. Where is Thindu's mom, TT? And where is Dindu? Dindu fell asleep. Christopher Toro. Oh my God. Christopher Toro is hysterical. Chris, you got to get back on your bike, man. Christopher Toro, is the bike parked right now? Octavia, sometimes it looks like we have everything, and sometimes we actually have nothing. Sometimes it looks like we have nothing and we have everything, Octavia. You never know what's going on with a person. You never know what's going on with a person, Octavia. There's illusions that go on. Dindu's mom, where are you? But Dindu's not here. Oh, okay. No problem. No problem. No problem. Okay, Dindu's mom, if you're here, God bless you. Welcome to the chat. We appreciate you. TT. TT. I don't know. It was crazy, right? We had everybody check in tonight. Sons of Italy came in. We had a good crew tonight. Some liked it, some didn't like it. Smash the unlike button. It's there for a reason. Oh, God. Arm distance. I've been through so much arm distance in my life. I keep it positive every day. You're not going to bring me down. Nobody's bringing me down. Irish mom, I greatly appreciate that comment. I know, G. Isn't that great? Ay, ay, ay. Just popped back in, and that's the chat. GDM is back in. Wow. All right, guys. Look, we're an hour and 45 minutes. Once again, I do appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate the support. I will say one more time, like it or not, Tom LaVecchia, the guest that was on tonight, Armchair MBA, is the only reason I have a show and that I was introduced to you guys. He is the reason we have the coffee with sticks. He is the reason you have a little wine down here and there. He made that happen for me. Nah. Oh, yeah. Mike John, I did see that, yes. Tony the Night Owl, thank you for coming in. I want you to jump on if you don't mind one of these nights. Would you be so kind, Tony the Night Owl, to jump on? I got to hear that voice on my show. Tony the Night Owl, give me a thumbs up if I'm going to get you in here with that voice of yours. Many of you may have not have heard Tony the Night Owl's voice. I'm not explaining. I'm just happy. Arm distance. All right. Thank you, Tony the Night. Wait, Dindu's back now. Dindu. I got to go, cuz. I got to work in how many hours? 4, 5, 6 hours. I got to start my job. I got to start working in 6 hours. TT, thank you for the compliment. I heard her voice a couple times. Her voice is killer, man. She's got that voice. No, we don't. We typically don't, Christopher Toro. We typically don't. But as you know, this show goes in a lot of different directions. Some topics might not be for everybody. My topic tonight was how we deal with addicts. My topic tonight was going to be how we deal with addicts, addicted individuals around us. I changed the topic to who's a celebrity. Octavia, see that? Why are you dizzy, Dindu? Dindu, come on. Jump in, cuz. Give me a minute of your time, Dindu. Just Dindu. For a quick minute if you want to jump on, cuz. I want to know what's going on in your world, Dindu. Right there is the StreamYard link. Give me a minute of your time because I got to get out of here. I got to work soon. You know it, Vito. Daniel, where'd you go, man? Come on, give me a minute of your time. All right, I'm gonna log off. So anyway, that's it. I don't know what that is. You got device not detected thing, do I see you though? I see you in the background, cuz. But it says device not connected. You're not connected, my man. I gotta bang off. Oh yeah. Dean, do I don't know what you're on there. What are you on? A StarTAC phone? Cuz, what's going on? Cuz he's in the background, but he's on a device not connected. I can't connect him. I don't know what he's doing. Where are you? In the background? In the backyard? In the weeds? Where are you, Dean? Dude? I'm banging off. Dean, dude. Again, device not connected. What are you using, my man? What are you using? The car phone? The one that's connected to the car? There he is. Oh.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What's up, cuz?
I had to get up. I'm so dizzy right now, Sticks.
Oh my God, you're out of your mind. I had no, listen, like it or not, that's the guy that brought me to the YouTubes. That's the guy that brought me here, man. That's it.
We started at the same time. Are you kidding?
Same time, yep. 8
Yeah,
months.
we did. Yeah, we did. I had actually I had 3 shows going at one time tonight. Okay. I didn't know you were jumping on. I didn't get your notification. And I didn't know the other guy was jumping on.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was great. So 3. I never did 3 shows. I never did 2 shows, let alone 3.
You're crazy. But wait a minute, cuz I need you at 3 o'clock after work, my man.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna try. Well, tomorrow it's gonna have to be late. 4 o'clock. We gotta go.
You need to understand. This stuff is looked forward to.
I know.
At 3 o'clock, I'm driving home today, and I'm like, I wish Danger was on, man. I could use a nice show right now. At 11 o'clock, I'm in a meeting, and I'm saying, "Where's BK Skip with the camera in the window?" We got to be consistent.
I know.
You, my friend, have a good show. It's a nice after work chill down.
I know. Tomorrow it'll be a good show. I'm gonna go on tomorrow about 4.
Whatever it is, after work, it's a nice little look. I learned now. This is excessive, but I learned now. You do a nice 30 minutes, 45. You're cozy.
Yes.
You get your fix.
Right. No, I like the shorter shows.
Yeah, 30 minutes, half 45. Listen, you go over that. You know as well as I know. When you miss the live and you go back to look and it says, an hour and a half, you're like, oh, I'm cool. What am I going to do now? An hour and a half. But if you see 30 minutes, 45, you'll jump on it and you'll catch the rerun. Am I right?
Right. It's you know what? It's amazing. You just when you're working and you're mentally trying to put out videos too, it does get tiring. And then you come home and look what time is it? It's 9:30.
I got to work at 4 o'clock.
I get up at what, 4:30? And that's by choice. That's by choice.
No, I start like my messages start coming in around 4:10. I'm working from 4 o'clock, bro.
Right. Hey, listen. If we could start that early, they would.
Waking up to a text message or an email is better than waking up to a corrections officer's keys banging on your cell door, my man. I'll take it.
Hey, listen. I'll go bust concrete tomorrow all day long. Okay? Before I want to do that.
I don't recommend it.
No. I don't either. Stiggs. No, not to nobody.
I know, cuz I know.
Woo. You had a good show tonight too.
Listen, it was unexpected. I had to have Tom on. He brought me into this YouTube world. If there's no, you don't even meet all these people if there's no Tom. All these people that you met through me, if it isn't for Tom, we meet none of these people. It's crazy.
Right. I mean, it's like that. You know what? When you keep tight and you keep close to people, good things happen.
Wow.
So, as
Wow.
long as you keep putting out the good content, Stigs,
Yep.
what everybody likes, you know what they say. You can't be the most liked guy, the most this guy. Keep it straight. Do what you have to do, and that's it. That's what I do.
Take it as it comes. Do what you like and go with the flow. That's it, man.
Yes, and like I told you before, support the guys you want to support, and
Oh, and I do. Absolutely. You see, I do.
right. I mean,
When you know, when you got me, you got me. I'm good.
right.
Good. Unless you
Right.
fuck up, unless you do something to turn me away from you, you're solid with me, and I'm gonna bring them your way.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely. Right.
As you can see in your stuff too, right? You're
Oh,
solid with
all
me.
over.
Well, your way. I'm like, let's go. We're going to Team Do. Everybody sub. Let's go.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
The Sons of Italy, same thing. I'm like, let's go, guys. I need to rally for this crew. Boom. 500. Bang.
Right.
Respect. That's all we do here, right?
Hey,
I don't-
listen.
Arm Distance says, Tommy, you don't even need content. Just show up, and it's always a good time. You're good at that thing, dude. I need a little topic to start, I think. I don't know.
You know what, Stigs? I noticed one thing. You don't need a topic sometimes. You
No?
could have one.
Yeah.
You could have one to yourself. You don't have to tell nobody. I never tell anybody. Now I just go up, no topic, and I just let it fly. And I talk, I'll talk because I have 3 or 4 topics in my head already that I want to talk about. So I'll just keep talking and I'll let the show take over then.
The chat.
I mean, I found,
dictates your show.
yes,
I got it.
yes. I mean,
Yeah, it works.
people don't realize how important the chat could be. They don't. Your chat could dictate your whole show.
I see that now. Yes, I agree.
Yep. And I like it that way.
I do too. Somebody said to me, have a little topic. It gets people to your channel. I'll give you a good example. Last week I had autism in my, you know about that show. I had autism in my thing because I was with a kid that had autism. So I got a new person that came in and she left that chat feeling so good. We welcomed her, and it worked out well.
Mm-hmm.
But not all the time you need it. Like you just said, not all the time do you need a topic.
Right. And I was so mad I missed that show. Oh, I was so mad. Well, in the morning, I really can't do anything.
Yeah, it's hard. I know.
It is. So you had a good show going. I watched it over, and I was so mad. I'm like, I can't believe I wasn't involved in it.
It was a good
Because,
show.
right, I had, like I was telling the chat, I had an autism person, one of my
Yes,
best
you
friends
did.
my whole life. So,
Yes, you did. Absolutely.
I adore them kids. And
I
them
know
people.
they're the best, man. So my whole start of that show and my concept of that show was when all the adults come over and they want to go outside and hang by the pool and have drinks and do shots and this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a puzzle with that kid. I'm gonna watch Barney with him.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely.
That's what I do.
You know how many hours I spent doing that kind of stuff?
Yes. It feels so good, man.
Right.
It feels better than the tequila shots, no doubt.
And especially if you're that person's hero sandwich.
I guess I was. I don't know.
I was, and you know what? He gave me the ability to do what I had to do in life.
It's crazy.
Seeing him and then seeing me, and this guy adores me.
Wow.
It's like, it was weird. So, I mean, how could you not love a person like that, a human?
Well, you know what feels good about it? It's definitely sincerity. Because their mind is not, they're not doing it out of obligation. When someone like that takes to you, because I'm using a simple thing, did a puzzle with them. It really feels that's true sincerity. It's not
Yes.
it's not forced.
Nope. Nope.
It's not a relationship that you've grown together. It is something different. That kid walked into that house and you made that kid feel special and comfortable. There's something about that.
It's, you know what it's called? Being
What?
a special person that does that.
Wow. All right. Again, all right. I'll own
It takes
that.
a special, you know what, Stiggs? It takes a special person to do that because there's not many people that could do that. They can't
Well,
relate to that. You know, I mean, you have to have that in your heart. I think you have to have that in your heart as a person to have the feelings and emotions they have too, as a person.
Well, I don't.
You
I
have
don't.
to.
I guess I just have that somewhere within me, and it just makes me do that. I don't need to be outside slinging shots. I knew where I needed to be with that kid, so and that's what I did. So,
Right. That's. Hey, God bless you. Amen to that, bro.
wow, feels good. I like to hear that, man. That felt good to hear, man. I appreciate that.
No, Stiggs, anytime. I told you. Anything
That's
I
an
could do for you, buddy.
It's an interesting way. You know, you get a different perspective from a different individual. Sometimes you don't hear these things. That feels good. You know?
Oh yeah. You know, Dean Du's rough around the edges, but I do have a heart in my in
It's soft inside, cuz, right?
Yeah. Well, go ahead. I know you're tired. I'm exhausted. You'll see me tomorrow. I'll go on about 4, quarter after 4.
Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime, Fratello. Have a good night.
Ciao.
All right.
All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. We had a little crazy show tonight. I think it was a little different. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of the other thing. So, you know, I got to get to bed. I got to get up in 6 hours and really start working in 6 hours. I got to start working in 6 hours. Thing do, man. Those words were priceless, man. I can't even put anything on that. It almost brings tears to my eyes because I will tell you, when I see these kids with autism and I just embrace them, I do the same thing with people with dementia. I try to get them comfortable, get to their souls, get to their brains, and make them just feel different for a minute, and it seems to work for me. So I don't know. I'm just going on and on, but that felt good for him to say that to me, guys. We're 2 hours in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Some came in, some came out. This, that, the other thing. It is what it is. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, hopefully, if it's God's will. And I am blessed with a wake up in 6 hours. I will see you for coffee with Stiggs at 7:15 a.m. Tommy Stiggs checking out. Thank you once again. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you.